How about another straight kill for Hunger for Little Caesars? And 3 more to the tally.
Good afternoon, everybody tuning in on YouTube. Happy Civic Holiday Monday afternoon. You are watching Cardinals baseball only on YouTube for now. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties here. We join this one live and in progress here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. The Guelph Royals just took a 2-0 lead over the Hamilton Cardinals in the top of the second on a 2-run opposite field home run from the designated hitter Luca Boscarino. Just over the head, over the fence, out of the reach of Carlos Dominguez in right field. Matt Curley with you here in the booth alongside Roger Lajoie. Jacob Cush is getting set to toe the slab for the bottom of the second for the Royals. He worked around a leadoff walk to post a scoreless top of the first. And Raj, the Cardinals today with a loss to the Guelph Royals, who have had their number lately, there's no doubt about it. Guelph would surpass them for 4th place in the CBL standings. Now, the Cardinals have 3 games in hand on Guelph, but on the flip side, if the Cardinals were to win, then they would be into 3rd place in the CBL for the first time this season. There's a lot riding on this one.
There sure is, Matt. It does show you the standings and the tightness thereof. Both Guelph and Hamilton are on the outside looking in for one of the top 3 spots. And, of course, this year in the Canadian Baseball League, the top 3 teams automatically go into the get a best-of-7 series. First and second with home field advantage. 4 versus 5 would be a 1-game sudden death. So both these teams are definitely trying to leapfrog, want to be 4th instead of 5th, but you'd rather be in 3rd. So you mentioned a Hamilton win, they're in 3rd, a Hamilton loss, they're in 5th. It's that tight, and with 17 games to go, all games between these top 5 teams take on great meaning. And yes, this is a big one this afternoon.
The Cardinals, dating back to the start of 2024, are 4-11 against the Guelph Royals. Hard to believe. If there's any team in the CBL that owns them at the moment, it is the Guelph Royals. Guelph leading the season series this year, 3-0. Each time that Guelph has beat the Cardinals this year, it has featured a tremendous comeback effort in the late innings. One of those coming right here at Bernie Arbor. On June the 19th, the Cardinals took a 4-run lead into the top of the 9th before Guelph put up a 10 spot, eventually winning that one by a score of 13-9. And if these two teams were to finish tied at the end of the season, that game would no doubt loom large in the minds of the Cardinals. Well, Hamilton's been pretty hot since then, though. And the tiebreaker, of course, is record against your opponent. So, yes, Matt, with the standings this tight and the significance of finishing in the top 3, absolutely an important game is another called strike. Welland leading the way in the CBL standings, but it is so tight at the top. Just a half-game lead on London. Barrie 2.5 back, Hamilton 3 back, and Guelph 3.5 back. The distance then between Toronto in the 6th spot, that's where the separation is, 7.5 games. So the top 5, bottom 4 so far is the story this year in the CBL. Yeah, it sure is. Not necessarily a question right now who's going to make the playoffs. It is, what is the arrangement going to be of those playoff teams? As Carlos Dominguez hits that 2-2, a high chop on the ground to short. Anthony Gilbert plays it and throws him out. And there's one away here.
Gilbert taking his time there, even though Dominguez was racing down to first, so a pretty nice play. No question, and you know, seeding always matters in the playoffs, but there's a scenario this year, Matt, in this league, and it very could well happen. There could be a team winning 30 regular season games and not even getting a guaranteed home date in this league. That's how strong these top 5 teams are, Guelph and Hamilton included.
Yeah, it sure is. Usually there's only one team that wins 30 games per season. That would be the Welland Jackfish, who have done it the past 3 seasons, I believe. Jaden Brown hits the first pitch he sees high and deep to left center. Ashton Patterson is at the track, and he makes the catch just a couple steps in front of the wall. So Jaden Brown nearly taking his former college teammate Jacob Cush deep out to left center. Cush just barely winning that battle. Jaden was all over that first pitch, but it died just in front of the wall.
Yeah, it looked like it kept carrying in the breeze out there and right to the warning track. So a big second out here for Guelph.
So now it'll be Rainey Reyes, 2 away, nobody on. takes the first pitch right in there from Cush. This first game, or these first couple innings rather, for Jacob Cush are already going better than the last time he faced the Cardinals. Gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, didn't strike out a batter in 6 innings at Hastings Stadium on June the 2nd against Hamilton. He departed. The score was tied, I believe, at that point, and he wound up with a no decision as Miguel Geraldo won it on a walk-off sac fly in the 9th. Reyes hits that one foul, and it's 1-2.
Beautiful day for baseball here in Hamilton, Bernie Arbor Stadium. Perfect. Little breeze out and a great crowd on hand here this afternoon.
1-2 is down and away. It's crazy to believe after yesterday, which I'm not sure if this is an official count, but it seemed like it was the rainiest day of the year yesterday. And just 24 hours later, it can go right back to looking like this. Reyes takes strike 3, fastball over the outer half. And it is a 1-2-3 bottom of the second for Jacob Cush. The Royals lead this one 2-0 going to the top of the third. So Owen Boone is going to come back out. The second inning was a little rocky for him. He began things with a strikeout of Franklin Torres, and then he lost the zone for about 3 or 4 batters. Walked Nato Choa on 4 pitches. Nearly did the same to Luca Boscarino before he flipped one over the wall in right field. So Boone, a little bit of a frustrating frame for him. His command is usually so top-notch. We don't usually see him just randomly lose the zone like he did in that inning. He was able to get out of it with only 2 runs against him, so this game is obviously still very much within reach for the Cardinals in the early stages here. After all, they came back from a 4-0 deficit on Friday night against Barrie. Didn't score their first run until the 7th inning.
Always a chance for a comeback with the offense. It's number 1 ranked in the league. Number 2 ranked in the league at the moment. And you're so right about Boone's performance in those first 2 innings. 5 strikeouts. That was the salvation. The walk cost him because Boscarino's homer also scored a Choa who walked earlier in the inning. But he walked Gilbert in the first as well and just seemed to lose it on certain batters, but still with enough control to have 5 strikeouts. So we'll see how the rest of the afternoon goes for him. And Cush has been pretty good in the first 2 innings. He had a leadoff walk to start the game. Wild pitch advanced Tyler Duncan to second base, but he went no further. And it's been 6 up, 6 down for him. And that's why we're 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. As the kids are running the bases here in the top of the third. This is one of the best promotions in the CDL. I love it every time I see it, Matt.
Yeah, Holiday Monday, camps are closed, so the kids have come out here in bunches to Bernie Arbor as per usual. Running the bases on a beautiful summer day here as the August slate kicks off for the Hamilton Cardinals, the final month of the regular season for Hamilton here. It's a 48-game season now this year in the CBL. The Cardinals, after this, they are going to have 16 games left to play over the next 27 days. Yesterday they were rained out in Brantford. No makeup date has been announced yet by the Brantford Red Sox, so the schedule was already compressed as it was, Raj, and it's going to get even tighter.
Well, and you really hope for a good weather month in August for sure, because the games are condensed enough, and when you're prepared to play, your pitching staff is set to play, you have a rain out, and it backs up the schedule even more. It makes it that much tougher. But this is a pro league now. These players are used to playing baseball every day, and I'm sure they'll be able to handle the grind. But the team with the deepest pitching staff is going to be in the best position to win for sure, and that's where I think the Guelph Royals feel pretty good about their pitching staff. And Dino Ramel, talking to him before the game, Guelph's manager, made it clear he is very confident in his back end of the bullpen, as his 2 back end relievers have not allowed a run in the last month, which is what has really gotten Guelph into their position in the standing.
And that's one way you can outperform a run differential with a lockdown bullpen. Andrew Case and Kevin Escorcia back there have just been nails. Case, the veteran out of New Brunswick, Escorcia, the new left-handed reliever, has been Guelph's de facto closer most of the season. As Ryan DeSanto steps in for the second time here, he struck out looking in the first inning. The Guelph lineup card already turning over here, top 3 after that longer second inning. Boone's 0-1 is right in there, and it's 0-2. DeSantos is one of the more patient hitters you'll find in this league. He's got a .407 on-base percentage this year, tied for the league lead in walks. He's got a .433 career on base, so if you can find the corners against him, he's not going to be swinging at everything, a selective guy up there, and Boone was using that to his advantage.
Walk is as good as a hit defines Santos' ability at the plate, and again showing some patience there as it goes high. Now, under the category, the numbers sometimes maybe do lie. Hamilton is second in team hitting, first in pitching, first in defense. Guelph ranks 7th, 5th, and 4th.
And yet, look how little separates them in the standings as DeSantos goes down for the second time today. That strikeout of the swinging variety. And that'll turn things over for Anthony Gilbert now, who took a walk on a full count pitch in the first inning. Owen Boone managed to work around that one without any trouble. Gilbert, the Quebec City native, hitting .345, 4 homers, 20 RBIs, and a .907 OPS in 26 games here. Flips the first pitch into shallow right. 3 fielders converge, and it's going to get down. A Texas leaguer for Anthony Gilbert right off the end of the bat, and a little rainbow pop-up single just falls in there, and he finds a creative way to reach base there for Miguel Geraldo.
Hit them where they ain't, and nobody was around that ball. Would have been a very tough play with their backs facing the plate by either the first baseman or the second baseman, and just found the right spot. So that bloop single as a runner. 6 strikeouts already in the game for Boone.
And good to see the swing and miss stuff is still there, even though the home runs that occasionally come back to bite Boone.
This is the second baseman, number 15.
There was one there in the second by Boscarino. Boone, though, no stranger to pitching through adversity. Getting ahead of Miguel Geraldo here, 0-1. You don't be a veteran pitcher and rack up the accolades that Boone has if you don't learn how to pitch through trouble every now and again. Boone's 0-1 is hit on the ground to third. Rainy Reyes to second for 1. Herman to first. And that is going to be an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Owen Boone. So he works around the bloop single from Gilbert and faces the minimum here in the top of the third. So the Cardinals are going to get a chance to get right back at it with the bats. A much better inning for Boone that time. And the Royals still lead at 2-0 after 2.5 here.
Nothing spectacular about that double play, but it was a really good fielding play nonetheless, and it shows you why the Cardinals are the top fielding team in the league. Ground ball, easy to third, but it's got to be perfect both sides to get that double play with the runner barreling out of the batter's box, and it was. Third baseman's throw to second, right there. Second baseman's throw to first, right there. And it looks easy, and it looks like it was in plenty of time. One little stumble, and that's not a double play. So efficient fielding by the Cardinals has been a big part of their season, and it certainly was on that play, getting Boone out of any potential trouble.
Yeah, they haven't been perfect by any means, but again, highest fielding percentage in the league says a lot. Defense is one of the things they were looking to improve on after 2025, and they've done a good job of it so far. Double plays are a game of inches all the time, but the Cardinals executed that one brilliantly, and it's going to be 8-9-1 here to face Jacob Cush in the bottom of the third. Yelmer Hernandez, the left fielder today, is going to lead things off. Hernandez rejoining the Cardinals a few days in advance of the signing deadline. He was their primary catcher last season once Luis Bernardo took over as manager. Made his CBL debut as catcher on the night of Owen Boone's no-hitter. What a way to start things off that was for Hernandez. He had a .919 OPS in the regular season. He hit for a .429 average in 7 playoff games, but he's only 2 for 17 so far in his first 4 games back with the club. So Yelmer's still trying to get his feet out from under him and shake off the rust a little bit here as he gets set to face Cush.
Well, the Cardinals are no stranger to digging out of holes. Friday night against Barrie, down 4-0, heading into the 6th inning, chipped away with a single run, 2 runs, a single run, and then a dramatic and somewhat crazy bottom of the 9th with the winning run coming home to complete the comeback and beating Barrie, a team in the top 5. That was a huge one, Matt.
Yeah, massive to earn the split in the home and home, especially after the nail-biter they lost the night before. It is crazy how much of a coin toss that Thursday night game was in Barrie. The Baycats winning that one 3-2. Hernandez hits this one on the ground. Scooped up at third by Torres. The sidearm throw to first gets him. That's a nice play for out number 1.
Torres showing good poise there as that ball was bouncing several times, but steadied himself, made a good high throw over to first, and records the out.
Again, the Guelph Royals always a team that seems to get better mid-season. Torres rejoining them partway through the year for the third season in a row. Venezuela native, he can catch, he can play second, suiting up at third base today. And so now it's the number 9 hitter, Trevor Nickel, the DH, 8 for 17 so far in his CBL career. He's got 4 walks to his name as well. Frequently deployed as a pinch runner. Trevor's pretty fast.
Become a useful player, though, in a variety of positions.
Yeah, and you got to get those contributions from your bench guys if you hope to go deep into a season. And Nickel has done pretty much everything he's been asked to do as a bench bat this year. He's ahead now 3-0 against Jacob Cush.
When you talk about now the roster deadline period has passed in the Canadian Baseball League, you know what you're up against when you're facing teams, and it's a fact, teams do improve quite often at this time of year, suddenly.
That fastball's over the inner half for strike one.
Late signings, returning players maybe that had to be talked into coming back for a while, and Guelph's got a pretty good looking roster.
Nickel hits that one, slow roll with a short, and it eats up Anthony Gilbert. And Nickel with a big turnaround first. He is going to reach on that play. So a 1-0 base runner here for the Cardinals. I would think that is going to be scored in air, but we're going to wait official word here.
We got the word it is a base hit, and that took a bounce. You mentioned the term ate him up, and that's exactly what happened there. Shortstop was positioned perfectly. Took a weird hop, and it scored a base hit. And so base runner for Hamilton. And you mentioned Nickel's speed. Let's see if he uses it here.
That one away wouldn't be a bad time. The Cardinals pretty quiet through the first time through the order. So the first hit of the day for Hamilton, not even 60 millimeters of rain yesterday could quell the birdie bounce that time. It is inevitable, folks. Tyler Duncan steps in now with Trevor on first and Trevor's brother, Brandon Nickel, on deck.
The brother connection, how cool it is that you're playing with your brother to start with, and then playing next to him in the infield quite often and batting either before him or after him in the lineup. He's got a pretty good lead at first base.
And Cush clearly thinking about it, the throw over. Not in time.
You got to be thinking about it just about every time. With Nickel's speed, the way Duncan controls the bat.
Cardinals have been getting more aggressive on the bases the past few weeks as Duncan swings and misses over top of a changeup, and it's 1-2.
Well, Duncan walked, had a very patient walk, had a 1-2 count, and then worked the count to 3-2 and eventually took the walk in the first inning. Was 5 for 5 on Friday, so 6 straight times he's reached base.
That was nearly number 7 as Cush ran a fastball inside, just barely misses Duncan's midsection, and it is 2-2 now.
Always admired just Duncan, but any hitter can just stand in there and not flinch when that ball's coming in like that.
Yeah, these hitters are built differently. Nickel running the 2-2. Duncan hits it down the left field line, but that is going to slice foul. And Trevor's going to go back to first.
Well foul into the large foul area here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. Mentioned Duncan not hitting the homers he has in previous years, but still with an excellent batting average, getting on base, contributing. Outstanding in center field as always, and found a way to have that home run swing at the All-Star break, winning another home run hitting contest.
He's 3 for 3 in those. Fouls that one straight back our way. It's going to go over our heads in the press box here and out of play.
That is a really major accomplishment when you think about that. To win that thing once against a field of other home run sluggers, but to do it 3 years in a row.
And you can't use the ballpark argument in Chatham because he won it in 2 big parks the 2 years before, Welland and then here in Hamilton. Nickel running again, and Duncan with a drive. High and deep to right field. That ball is very gone.
There's the home run swing that's been missing from Duncan, and that gets the fans on their feet. There was never a doubt about that one. That cleared the fence by a good 20 feet. A monster shot for Tyler Duncan. Ties the ball game.
First home run at Bernie Arbor Stadium in 2026 for Tyler Duncan, and what a time for it. That ball was pulverized.
Well, that's what Duncan has been missing in his game, is that home run swing, but pulverized is the right word. Never a doubt, as Cush just turned around and he knew it. As soon as that ball hit the bat of Duncan, that one was not coming back.
And Nickel gives this one a pretty good ride to right center. Ochoa going back at the track, and he's got room to make the catch. And that is a loud out number 2. Brandon Nickel tried his best to go back-to-back with his BC counterpart Duncan. But instead, it's another loud out for Cush. 2-away now for Darlene Herman.
Ochoa did a nice job tracking that ball down. He had to have his hand up, shielding his eyes from the sun to momentarily pick up where that ball was. But as soon as he saw it was easy to get over there and make the play. And yeah, that didn't miss by much. Right at the warning track. 2 big ones in a row.
Herman takes outside, ball 1. So we don't have StatCast yet in the CBL. That has been number 1 atop my wish list for years. From the eye test, that looked like the farthest ball we've seen hit at Bernie Arbor this year, as Herman laces one on the line deep to center. That one's going to get down in front of Patterson. He does a good job to cut it off before it got to the track, so it's a long single for Herman, but he keeps the inning going now for Evan McGill.
Yes, that's another hard hit ball, as Herman got a good wood on that one as well. Oh, there's no doubt that's the longest home run in Bernie Arbor Stadium this year. At least the games I've seen, Matt. You've seen them all, I haven't, but that was way, way back there.
It's easier to tell from up here. I haven't been up in the press box for every game, of course, but Tyler gave that one a ride, no doubt about it. Evan McGill takes strike 1. The Cardinals have been hitting the ball hard today. Jaden Brown hit a deep fly out to left center. Brandon Nichols just there. Tyler Duncan the only one to clear the fence, but it's a good sign when you're seeing loud contact like this from up and down the lineup. That one way outside, it's 1-1.
That's been the strength of the Cardinals, 1-9, everybody contributing. Today it's Duncan. Duncan was also 5 for 5, as we mentioned on Friday night, but 7, 8, and 9 hitters have helped a lot.
Herman is running this time. Throw to second is in time, and they got him. So the caught stealing for Matt Ward, and the inning is over, but not before Tyler Duncan launching his first home run at home here of the 2026 season, his 4th of the year overall. And we are all square at 2 here through 3 innings here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. You are watching Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs.
More contestants. It's time for another delivery.
Thank you, Lucas, and look how large these boxes are, Taven. We are playing. So we got that everywhere, did we? In the box. Now, Taven, you
Sorry?
have to
We got that. Top of the 4th coming your way here at Bernie Arbor. Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs. Matt Creeley up in the booth alongside Roger Lajoie. The Royals and Cardinals tied at 2 through 3 innings. Both teams trading 2-run homers in this one. Luca Boscarino got the Royals on the board first in the second, and then Tyler Duncan tied it up with a monster blast in the bottom of the third. It's going to be Victor Mascai here stepping in against Owen Boone.
Mascai struck out swinging in the bottom of the first and the inning against Owen Boone.
And Mascai drills that one deep to right field, and on the first pitch of the fourth inning, the Royals retake the lead. There was no real doubt about that one either. The third home run total in this ball game. Mascai put a real charge into it, wasting no time, and putting Guelph back on top.
Another no-doubter is right. Never a doubt at all. Boy, that ball, the air in here must be making it easy for the ball to fly out of this ballpark, because even when we do have several home runs in very big Bernie Arbor Stadium, which is certainly a pitcher's ballpark, it usually takes a little extra muscle to get it out. Another one, really no-doubt homer.
Mascai's got that muscle. That is now his 7th home run of the 2026 season. Again, the representative of Team Brazil at the 2026 WBC. Homered off of Team USA and Kansas City Royals pitcher Michael Waka in pool play. I believe that was in Houston. And now he's taking Owen Boone deep as well. Franklin Torres hits the 1-1 on the ground, speared on the backhand by Nickel at short. Throw to first is in time for out number 1.
Nickel really showing his arm strength on that play. That ball was hard hit. Got to him quickly, but his release was quick and not even close at first base. Nicely done.
Yeah, Nickel was a good shortstop last year, but it seems like he has elevated his game defensively and offensively for the Cardinals this season. Just a key cog on both sides of the ball. So now it's going to be Nate Ochoa stepping in here for the Guelph Royals. The Burlington, Ontario native, 22 years old, spent the past 4 seasons before this as a member of the Washington Nationals farm system. Went to Notre Dame High School over in Burlington, just across the bridge. Count is 1-1 now on Ochoa. He's 4 for 13 in his first 4 games with Guelph. Was released by the Nationals earlier this spring. Took a 4-pitch walk his first time up. Scored on the homer by Boscarino.
And yet another veteran bat in this Guelph lineup, which is loaded with him.
Fouls that one straight back to the screen. And you talked about it earlier, Raj, the wealth of experience that the Royals have, whether it's CBL veterans or guys who have been there and done that in the minor leagues. It's a key intangible that's been vital to their success this year.
New ownership now in Guelph as well, so congratulations to the new owner. A group of largely local investors will be operating the team, and the team is definitely a veteran-laden team. Really impressive pitching staff. Won their last game 3-0. Back of the bullpen, as we talked about earlier, Matt, has been unhittable.
That one inside out. Foul ball there from Ochoa.
And you would think a dangerous playoff opponent, especially in a one-gamer with a pitching staff like that.
Yeah. The prospect of facing the Royals in a pressure-packed situation like that, it just seems like they don't really flinch when they're faced with any adversity. There numerous comeback wins against the Cardinals this year, indicative of that for sure. 2-2 runs outside, and Ochoa has got a full count here. Kyle Thomas and 3 relievers on Saturday combining for the 8-hit shutout of the Kitchener Panthers at Hastings Stadium.
And the Panthers having a tough season, but they can hit the ball.
Yeah, so impressive nonetheless. Nice effort there by Nickel at short on that ball up the middle, but Ochoa is going to beat it out. The throw is wide of first. And wasn't able to bounce out of play, thankfully, for the Cardinals, so Ochoa is going to be limited to just the one base on that play there. Evan McGill did a good job backing it up. And for the second time in 3 innings here, Luca Boscarino is up with Nathaniel Ochoa on first. I don't believe the stream was running when Boscarino homered. He hit one that looked like it was off the end of the bat, but kept on carrying to right field, just barely clearing the wall beyond the reach of Carlos Dominguez. Those were the first 2 runs of the ball game.
No doubt the ball is carrying here in Hamilton today. The 2 homers were no doubters, but the atmosphere in the ballpark certainly didn't hurt. Boscarinos maybe need a little help from the wind, but 3 homers and we're in the top of the 4th inning is very unlike Bernie Arbor.
Boscarino playing in just his 10th game this year, so a big contribution there as he steps in as the starting DH, a role player for this Royals team after spending last year as one of the catchers for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Boone with a move over to first, not in time.
Royals now might be looking to create little havoc on the base paths, get a little hit and run happening.
They've been caught stealing more than any other team in the CBL this year.
That's why I said hit and run, don't steal.
Important to distinguish as Boscarino takes up and in 2-1.
In a perfect world, the hit and run doesn't require even that fast a runner. It's just such a lead, of course, that and opens up the infield, opens up a hole. It's got a pretty good lead at first.
Yeah, sure does. Big secondary, too, from Ochoa. And he's running here, breaking ball outside. McGill's throw to second. It was a good one, but Darlene Herman moved to tag too fast, and he couldn't squeeze the ball. And so it's going to be a stolen base for Ochoa.
Yeah, Ochoa was dead, quite frankly, at second base if Herman can hold on to that ball, but just couldn't. It bobbled to the ground, and that allowed Ochoa to get his foot on the bag, and he's standing at second base.
Yeah, he started the swipe tag a little bit too soon. The ball wasn't quite there yet. Ochoa now in scoring position. Count is 3-1 on Boscarino, and he fouls that one away, and now it's full.
Ochoa taking a big lead off second base, too, here. We'll see if he's going to continue to try to romp around the base paths. So for a team that gets caught stealing a lot, they really should have been caught stealing on that one if the throw had been caught.
Either way now, it worked. If you're the Royals, Boscarino takes strike 3. That is a perfectly placed fastball from Owen Boone for out number 2.
Yeah, you couldn't have walked the ball and put it in the catcher's glove any better than that, keeping it away from the hitter. Great pitch by Boone. And despite the penchant to give up the homers, and he's given up 2 in this ball game, 2 strikeouts in the first, 3 in the second, another in the third, another one here. 7 Ks on the board already.
Cardinals pitchers love to rack up the strikeouts. They lead the league in Ks per 9, and Owen Boone is ensuring that it's going to stay that way after this one. So now it's the catcher Matt Ward with 2 away. Takes breaking ball for strike 1.
Well, despite the homers, Boone's had good stuff, no question. Painted the corners on a couple of those strikeouts.
The 0-1, and Ward pops this one in the air to right. Dominguez over near the line, has room, and he hauls it in for out number 3. So the inning is over, and other than the first pitch of the inning, it was a good one for the Cardinals, but Victor Mascai with a leadoff nuke in the top of the 4th to put the Royals back on top. Guelph leads it 3-2, going bottom 4 here.
So the Cardinals right back at it on Wednesday night. The very busy schedule in the Canadian Baseball League continues. There'll be at Dominico Field at Christie Pitts in Toronto, taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7:30. Maple Leafs have been playing much better baseball, and Yusel Puig has been really, really hot. Dakota Parsons will make his team debut in that one. And then it's country night here on Friday at Bernie Arbor Stadium. Cardinals play host to the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Always a fun time at the ballpark. So many activities and activations. Come on out and visit and watch some great Canadian Baseball League baseball. You can get all the details on the Cardinals tickets, prices, and other information on the Cardinals official website.
Yeah, country night has historically been one of the Cardinals' bigger draws. So you definitely don't want to miss that one. And talking about the condensed schedule, you mentioned Dakota Parsons, the right-hander acquired from the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers via trade the day of the deadline last Monday, making his team debut, and that is certainly something that dictated the Cardinals front office's deadline plans, you would think. Based on the amount of arms they brought in, Dakota's somebody capable of starting. He's been exclusively a starter this year, and they're going to need to have a little bit of an expanded rotation here to get through this 16 games and 27 days stretch that begins after this one here this afternoon. And Owen Marshall joining from the junior team to pitch out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. Fracies Adamas was activated off the IL. He is now going to be joining the bullpen the rest of the way, so they're flush with arms, and good thing, because again, the schedule kind of requires that things go that way for Hamilton.
You can never have enough pitching in baseball, no matter what the level. You think you've got enough pitching, somebody gets hurt or somebody struggles, and especially by postseason time, you're always looking for the extra arms. So good on the Cards to add those extra arms, not just for the regular season, but they hope for a good playoff run as well.
First pitch from Jacob Cush to Evan McGill. Runs down and in for ball one. McGill was up to bat when Darlene Herman was caught stealing to end the third, so now he's going to restart here with a clean slate.
McGill grounded out, pitcher to first in the first inning.
Fouls that one nearly right into his own dugout.
A durable catcher, can catch every day, has power, doesn't hurt himself with lack of speed on the bases either. Good arm. What a find this guy was.
Yeah, he's been pretty close to the full package, and if there were to be, knock on wood that this doesn't happen, but if there were to be an injury, or if Evan McGill wants a day off, he doesn't want a day off, let that be known. He wants to play every day, but now the Cardinals have Yelmer Hernandez who can catch there as a little insurance policy, so they're deep at the position. McGill runs that one now to 3-1 after taking another ball down in it.
Well, of all the changes that were made when the CBL became a professional league for this season, one of the biggest was the expanding of the schedule with 48 games. But you know, Matt, when you have so many players who have played at high levels of baseball.
That one is rocketed back up the middle for a base hit right over the head of Cush. Evan McGill got a good pitch to hit in a hitter's count, and he did not miss it. It's a leadoff base runner for the Cardinals. Continue, Raj.
And when you have that many, games, it's actually an advantage. You're used to playing every day or almost every day. You're at other levels of baseball. Condensed schedule over the summer. And if the league is to really evolve and be a league where, you can get even maybe training to move up to the next level, never mind just guys on the tail end of a AA or a AAA visit, you've got to play more often. So we make a big deal about the schedule, and I guess it is. It can be grinding, but when baseball is your job and it's your life, you're used to playing every day, whether you're a catcher or not. You want to be in there. So that's one thing to keep in mind here down this stretch of games.
Yeah, you got to rise to the occasion. There's no backing down from it, and it's not like the Cardinals are the only team that are dealing with this. Sure, their schedule is backloaded, but look at the Brantford Red Sox. They've only played 29 games. Toronto, who they play on Wednesday, has only played 31, same as Hamilton. Dominguez fouls that one away, and it is 0-2.
And, of course, now with the professional designation of the league, changes it as well. There aren't as many college students or younger players or even players that have, demanding full-time jobs in addition to playing baseball. A lot of people are just playing baseball in this league, and they welcome it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's more doable than it used to be. Dominguez hits that one foul down the line, and it'll stay 0-2.
There's pretty good pitchers on the mound in this ball game, Matt. And there have been a lot of hard hit balls in this game, though.
Yeah, the hype of the matchup has certainly seemed to bring out the best in the hitters. Dominguez smoked that one, just struggled to keep it fair. Carlos has been red hot the past few weeks also. His OPS is now up over 1,000 on the season. He's hitting .395 with 4 home runs and 3 doubles since the All-Star break. But he swings and misses at that 0-2 from Cush for out number 1.
Good pitch by Cush, took something off of it. Dominguez not expecting it. And he'll take a seat. He'll bring up Jaden Brown, who was really the hero, I thought, Friday night with epic base running against the American Cats. And if you miss the game, a single into right field that probably should have just been a single. He just kept running. Past second, a bad throw, kept running, went to third, and then came in on a wacky fly ball to end the ball game. But it was his speed and chaos on the base pass that got the Cardinals a victory.
again, if you missed the game, I implore you, go look at the clips on social media. Brown was an electric factory in that at-bat, just flying all the way from home to third, and then scoring on Rainey Reyes' sac fly. 1-0 is fouled away. Jaden flew out deep to the wall in left center field, his first at-bat. Now again, him and Jacob Cush were teammates at Austin Peay State University in 2023. The two are still friends. And Brown, the familiarity aspect, boy, that would have been something Cush would have never heard the end of if Jaden took him deep. But it was caught at the wall by Ashton Patterson. Brown looking for revenge now. Takes that one outside. It's 2-1.
Not friends on the diamond. They're taking their careers seriously, no question about it. I mentioned the 3 homers, and you're right, Brown took it to the warning track. Had another ball that was hit, fly ball was hit deep earlier. There have been some really well-hit balls against these 2 fine pitchers here.
2-1 is outside. A little pickoff attempt by Matt Ward after that one, but Evan McGill dives back in safely, and Brown is now ahead 3-1. So a hitter's count for Jaden. He's already got 1 hard hit ball today. And some action there down to our right in the Guelph bullpen as one of their other recent acquisitions, Claudio Custodio, getting loose. 3-1, and Brown cranks it deep on a line out to left center. That one is off the wall on a bounce. Patterson with a throw back into the infield. Evan McGill blows through a stop sign. The throw to the plate is in time.
Well, the stop sign was definitely there, and McGill was having nothing of it and was nailed at the plate. Excellent relay play. It would have taken a long, it would have taken an incredible burst of speed or a botched throw not to be able to score on that play. And McGill was out easily at the plate. But good execution on Guelph's part, no question.
Yeah, credit to the Royals. Ashton Patterson got that ball back into the infield. Anthony Gilbert is the one who hosed McGill out at the plate. And yeah, the Pedro Perez was trying to make that red light as emphatic as possible, but McGill, head down, was just charging through it. He wanted to tie this game, but out on a bang-bang play at the plate. Rainey Reyes now flares the first pitch into shallow right. That one is going to be caught by the second baseman, Geraldo. And after the double by Brown results in an out call at the plate, the Cardinals are retired 1 pitch later, so a good chance to tie the game goes by the wayside. Evan McGill's eyes were a little too big on that play, and the Royals hang on to their 3-2 lead now. That is your score going to the top of the 5th here on Cardinals Baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs.
Your score, 3-2 over to Emily on field.
You betcha! Lucas, I think you got an announcement about what's next, though.
That is true. You are totally right, Emily. Uh-oh, Cardinals fans. Are your appliances running? Because Goldman's fridge and washing machines are on the loose here at Burning Arbor Memorial Stadium. We've got 2 lucky contestants now down on field with Miss Emily. You must chase down the runaway fridge before it escapes the nest for good. The first man to catch that fridge will win. Over to you. I think you got it.
We got it, Lucas. Here we go. On our marks. Get set. Run! Come on, James. Come on, John. You got this. Keep on going. You gotta run. Come on. You gotta get this special delivery. Way to go! Come on, back out! You gotta open the box. What do we say? You got submerged. Way to go, buddy! Congratulations, everyone! Give it up for our runners down here.
I don't know about you guys. I did not expect that speed from those 2 little young men. But check out Goldman's Appliances. If your appliances are running a little too much at home, make sure you visit our friends once again at Goldman's Appliances on Queenston Road, proud partner of your Hamilton Cardinals. Lead off for the Royals this inning is center fielder number 1, Ashton Patterson.
Top of the 5th, coming your way here at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium. Happy Civic Holiday Monday to everybody tuning in. Royals leading the Cardinals 3-2 in this one. Owen Boone delivers a first pitch ball to Ashton Patterson. To start things off here in inning number 5, Patterson was on the front end of a relay that got Evan McGill out at the plate on a double by Jaden Brown for out number 2 in that 4th inning. And if it weren't for that, this game would be tied, but the Royals still hanging on to that 1-run lead. The difference in the ball game right now is a solo shot by Victor Mascai that led off the last inning.
Patterson struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning off Boone, who's got 7 Ks.
2-0 to Patterson is ripped foul down the right side. A couple weeks ago in Guelph at Hastings Stadium, Ashton Patterson, who is now in his 5th year in the CBL but has 0 career home runs to his name, thought he had his first, against Owen Boone no less, and then Carlos Dominguez made one of the catches of the year, bringing it back and robbing a home run with a leaping catch at the wall. That is tough for Patterson, who thought he had his first home run after so many games in this league, and Dominguez was having nothing to do with it.
Shows you how tough it is to hit a homer. Never take one for granted.
2-2 is in there for strike 3. Patterson vehemently disagrees with home plate umpire Chris Long. He thought that ball was down, but maybe a good frame job there by Evan McGill for strike number 3 and out number 1.
Yeah, I think McGill did a good job on that frame, because when it's another catcher that's taking a look at it, McGill is one of the best. But it was called strike 3, much to Patterson's chagrin.
Ryan DeSantos takes strike 1. He has been fanned twice tonight. Patterson's got 14 walks this year. His on-base percentage is over 150 points higher than his average, so he's got a good understanding of the zone. So you're inclined to believe him if he says that a ball is not a strike, but Evan McGill's framing there might have been the difference, as you said. And now DeSantos is quickly, after that foul ball, down 0-2 and in danger of the hat trick here.
Well, and of course, we all have to believe whatever the umpire thinks. It's just the way the game works, right?
Yeah, and if you're the catcher, Evan McGill, hey, why not use your receiving skills? Framing is a hot commodity in the game of baseball today, as we know. And even with the ABS coming in at the major league level, catchers who can frame the ball are still highly valued. 0-2, little half swing there from Dos Santos. The appeal down to third, no swing. I think that's the right call, and Chris Long deems the pitch outside. It's 1-2.
Russell Martin back in the day with the Jays was one of the greatest framers of all time, Matt. Every pitch looked like a strike.
1-2, and that one is flipped down the left field line, and it is going to get down in fair territory. And DeSantos is going to have a 1-out double here. That ball was not hard hit, and a rather defensive swing on 2 strikes from DeSantos, but he manages to keep it fair and tuck it into the corner for an extra base hit.
Well, get your bat on the ball. When you've got 2 strikes on you, you have to be a defensive hitter, and DeSantos did a nice job at just getting enough of that ball, and you're right, plucking it down the line. I thought it was going foul at first, but it was really fair by a couple of feet. And by the time the outfielder picks up the ball, he's easily at second base.
Yeah, that is a veteran hitter who knew what to do in that count against the pitcher he's facing, Owen Boone. He's already struck out a boatload of Royals today, and DeSantos wouldn't be denied for a 3rd time. So now it's Anthony Gilbert, who's reached base both times today, once on a walk and once on a little blue teardrop single out to right. He takes strike 1.
Cardinals bullpen is up and getting loose. Nobody seriously throwing, but a couple of tossing and pickoff.
And they have got DeSantos dead to rights. Rundown play now. Rainy Reyes back to Brandon Nickel, and DeSantos is out. The Hamilton Cardinals, and again, there's no official record for this to my knowledge, but they have got to be one of the best teams the CBL has ever seen at picking runners off of second. They just have that play down to a science, and DeSantos was so far gone he couldn't even dive back in on the initial throw from Boone. The rundown was his only chance, and that didn't work out either. So out number 2 now.
Hector Yan was great at that too against Barry the other night.
Gilbert on the ground to short. Nickel charging in. Flip to first. Beats him by a half step, and the inning is over. So aided by the pickoff there, the Cardinals are out of trouble in the top of the 5th. We are halfway home here in this one. The Royals still leading 3-2. It feels like half the pitchers on this staff have recorded a successful pickoff at second base. Connor Corey had a big one a couple months ago, Raj. I remember that one. We were in the booth together for it. That one was against Brantford. And that is a play that Luis Bernardo has called for directly after a couple mound visits even. So they're always trying to take that chance. And, you know, aside from an errant throw into center field, there's not much risk to it. Just, hey, check on the guy. You know, steal of third isn't as common, obviously, as a steal of second, so maybe the runners aren't thinking about staying on the bag as much, but well executed there by Boone and the infielders as per usual.
You can get very overconfident at second base and do things that you would not do at first base without question. And DeSantos was dead to rights, did a good job just forcing a bunch of throws, but unless the throw was going wild, he was going to be picked off again. So nice work there, and that's Hamilton's team defense. We talk about their defense and a team that is tops in the Canadian Baseball League. And I know any fan base, any even front office of a team will look at the team's defense and say, well, it's not perfect. I didn't say it was perfect. I said it was the best in the league in terms of fielding percentage. And on a regular basis, we see those kind of plays, and they add up, Matt. It's sometimes, and even though we have the stats, we know how good a fielding team they are, sometimes mistakes get pronounced, and give you an incorrect version of how good a team is defensively. I think the Cardinals most nights do not hurt themselves at all, and we've seen it in this game with that pickoff and a couple of nice plays. And that last play by Nickel, by the way, heck of a throw as well.
Yep, sure is. Nickel's been doing a great job quarterbacking that infield at short this year. And yeah, if you've been around the past couple years watching this team, you would notice that the defense has certainly cleaned itself up compared to what we've seen recently, and it got the Cardinals out of that inning there, in part at least, as Yammer Hernandez is going to step in for the second time here today, leading things off here in the 5th against Jacob Cush. First pitch, ground ball right back at the middle for a base hit.
Perfect swing by Hernandez, putting it right down the middle of the pipe. Nobody's got a chance at that one. Jumping on the first pitch and giving the Cardinals an early base runner here.
And another leadoff base runner, the second inning in a row. The Cardinals have had that. Hernandez with his third hit of the season now. Definitely in the early going, he looked a little rusty. Seems to be more of a timing issue than anything else. Yammer still capable of putting up a great at-bat, but again, that's the kind of things that get better with reps. And the bunt play is on here as Trevor Nickel fouls that one. First pitch he sees. So the number 9 man is up. Nickel shows bunt on the first pitch. I think we're going to see it again here.
We might. Nickel certainly is a guy who, first of all, can bunt, and second of all, has the speed to maybe turn that bunt into a base hit. I think sometimes you find they'll get one crack. I'm not saying Bernardo does it in this case, but they'll do it once. Let's see if he tries it again.
Hernandez running, Nickel slaps it to third, and it's booted by Franklin Torres. Throw to first is high, and it gets away. And the Cardinals are off to the races. Hernandez is going to be waved home, and actually he's going to be held up. Pedro Perez was waving him at first, and then he threw up the stop sign at the last second once he saw the Guelph fielder get to that ball. That looked like the first baseman, Mascai, got to that one first. Hernandez was barreling around third base, and I think it might have been because he hurt himself.
Yeah, he looks a little shook up, and Bernardo's going to come out with the trainer and have a look at him there at third base. Interesting play there. You know, Torres is playing in because of the bunt, and swinging away that time was Nickel. Now he got to the ball and then just bobbled it, and then felt rushed to make the throw because of Nickel's speed. And I mentioned Nickel being such a fast runner going down to first. Error on the play obviously allows him to get to first, but the high throw allows second and third and almost a run in. But smart move not to try to take that extra base on that play.
Yeah, so an E5 on the throw there by Franklin Torres, who, as you said, was playing in, and now all Royals have to play in with second and third, nobody out, and Duncan at the plate. This is a precarious situation for Jacob Cush, because if Duncan does here what he did to him last at bat, then the scoreboard is going to be turned upside down.
Massive, massive 2-run homer in the third last time for Duncan. Walked in the first. He's 6 for 6 with a walk.
And that one is roped out to right center. Patterson came in. Now he goes back and makes the catch. But Hernandez is going to tag and score. So Tyler Duncan with a hard hit ball probably deserved a little bit more than a sac fly for the quality of contact he made, but no matter, it drives in a run and it doesn't count as an at-bat. So Duncan's hit streak, or I guess hits per at-bat streak, is technically still alive here.
So Duncan was dropped to 4th in the order Friday night against Barrie, likely in an attempt to kind of get him going. It really worked. 5 for 5. Today, he is 1 for 1, and the 1 is a mammoth 2-run homer, a sacrifice fly, and a walk. He has now reached base 8 consecutive times in these 2 home games. That is impressive.
And the sac fly still in order here with Trevor Nickel tagging and going to third on that play after Hernandez came from third to score. So Brandon Nickel has an opportunity to do the same. Takes that breaking ball, backed up a little bit on Cush and never really bent back over the plate, and it's 2-0.
So Duncan's last 8 at-bats here in Hamilton: single, double, single and scored, single, double and RBI, walk, 2-run homer, sacrifice fly.
Yeah, that'll play.
6 for 6, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Yes, that's a good game and a half work, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it just might be. And the fact that he's like scalding the baseball too is a good sign that the power stroke is coming back around for Tyler. 2-1, Nickel chops it foul left side.
Yeah, one of the hits on Friday was a bit of just a chopper, but he hit the ball hard on Friday as well several times coming up. And in key situations, as the RBIs would indicate.
Yeah, 2 extra base hits. He had the grand slam last Sunday in London, so 2 homers post All-Star break, and yeah, he's definitely rounding into peak form right now, it looks like. 2-2 to Nickel, down and away. Good take that time, and it's full.
Good take indeed. It was a close pitch, but low and away. And you've got a runner on third and 1 out. It's the mantra of baseball. You need to cash those runners from third with less than 2 outs and see if they can find a way to get him home.
The payoff is roped up the middle, and that is going to get down for a base hit. Trevor Nickel scores on an RBI from his brother Brandon, and the Cardinals retake the lead. It's 4-3. Excuse me, it's their first lead of this one.
Another hard hit ball by Nickel as he smacked that ball into right center field, easily scoring his brother Trevor. So that E5 turns out to be huge as it allowed Duncan to cash the run with the sacrifice fly. If he doesn't throw the ball when there's no error on the play, that sacrifice fly doesn't take place. And the way that ball was hit so hard, maybe the run doesn't come. Maybe we're looking at bases loaded here, so that error was a big one.
First pitch to Darlene Herman is in the dirt. Nice block by Matt Ward. Nickel had his eyes on second that time, but Ward keeps it in front of him. And again, the Cardinals continue to hit the ball hard here today. Brandon Nickel, just a hitting machine. He is putting together a serious chase for a 400 average. And with swings like that, you think he's got a pretty good shot to get there. The 1-0, Herman waits back on it and then fouls it away.
Herman back to being more aggressive at the plate, as we've seen him most of the time, having an excellent season. He had a just a single in the third inning, grounded out to third in the first, so 1 for 2.
Nickel running the 1-1 is swung on and missed, but the throw from Ward is yanked to the left side of second base, and it's a successful steal for Brandon Nickel, who puts himself into scoring position with 1 away.
Well, you can call that a steal, hit and run, because clearly Herman was swinging away on that. I thought he might have fouled that pitch off.
It sounded like he did, yeah.
But umpire says no, runner is at second with a stolen base.
1-2, hit up the middle. That ball is sinking, but is going to hang up in time for Patterson to make the catch. So a little liner by Herman, as we've seen so many times. Those often get the job done, but he hit it to the wrong part of the yard. And the catch is made by Patterson in center. But The Royals not out of the woods yet, as Cush has to deal with McGill now, who singled against him last time up.
I mentioned the ball's carrying in this ballpark here. I don't know if that was carrying because I thought that was going to drop in for sure. Maybe it just carried enough that gave the center fielder Patterson enough time to get to the ball.
First pitch to McGill is down and in. Once again, McGill thrown out at the plate for the second out of last inning on the ball hit to the gap by Jaden Brown. 1 for 2 against Cush this afternoon. 1-0 is hit on the ground to first, and it eats Mascai up, and it's through into right field. Nickel getting the wave, and that is going to score the 5th Cardinal run of the day. It's 5-3.
Another hard hit ball, and the terminology we use and as official scorers, I'm one of the official scorers of the Jays, whenever a ball is hit hard enough to eat up, and you called it, Matt, eat up a player, you give a base hit, and that was a hard hit ball that ate him up with a quick hop right at the end before he could get his glove on it, and that's a big hit for Hamilton and a big RBI for McGill.
So the inning continues for Carlos Dominguez, who struck out his last time up. He's 0 for 2 today.
And no activity at all in the Guelph bullpen, which kind of surprises me.
Dominguez hits that one hard to short. Tough play for Gilbert, ranging to his left. The throw to first pulls Mascai off the bag. Dominguez might have beat it anyhow. And it's an infield hit, and now there's 2 on for Jaden Brown. You're correct. We saw Custodio warming up earlier, but it's been quiet out there for a little while now, and Cush appears to still have this inning if he wants it, but that is not going to stop Dino Ramel from making a mound visit here.
No, Mr. Ramel on his way to the mound to talk to his pitcher, slow things down a bit here, but with nobody warming up, it's going to be more of a conversation, and everybody on the infield will come in and take part in the conversation. Now, in all fairness to Cush, it was the air that was the real cruncher in this inning that's led to most of the damage here. But on the flip side, as I've been mentioning all afternoon, not just to Cush, but even with Owen Boone, the baseball being hit hard in this ballpark today. And there were a couple of really hard hit balls in this inning. But Dino has chatted with his pitcher, heads back to the dugouts, and for the moment, still no activity in the Guelph bullpen.
Dino Ramel, we've talked about his accolades, the only man to win the Dominico Cup 3 times with 3 different teams, member of the Guelph Sports Hall of Fame, trying to calm his guy down here. Cush has got to face Brown for the 3rd time. Jaden's got 2 hard hit balls against him to the left center field gap. Only one of them dropped in. He takes strike 1 that time.
Well, I chatted with Dino before the game. I had the opportunity to work with him in 2007 when the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Intercounty Championship, and Damon Topley, a player on that game, is still active as a player and working as really an assistant coach here in Guelph too.
Jaden bounces that one to second. Miguel Geraldo's going to go the short way to end the inning, but not before the Cardinals put up 3 runs. A sac fly from Tyler Duncan, an RBI single from Brandon Nickel, and then an RBI single from Evan McGill. Have the Cardinals on top here in this one. 5-3 through 5 innings. I'm Matt Creeley alongside Roger Lajoie. You are watching Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs. Time for the 6th inning here on this Civic Holiday Monday here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. The Hamilton Cardinals trying to beat the Guelph Royals for the very first time this season. They lead this ball game 5-3 after a 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Raj, they've been hitting the ball hard off Jacob Cush all night, and now they've got a little more to show for it after that last inning.
They do. 3 runs, and Custodio now up and throwing back again in the Guelph bullpen. I would imagine we would see him in the next inning, but nice work by the Cardinals taking advantage of the opportunities, especially that key error at third base that really led to 2 of those runs.
Absolutely, and Miguel Giraldo, who made the out to end the last inning in the field for the Royals, is up now to lead things off with his bat. It's 2-0 here against Owen Boone.
Giraldo 0 for 2, grounded into a double play back in the 3rd, flied out in inning number 1.
2-0 swung on and missed. Giraldo, as I mentioned, the former Jays prospect, slashing .314, .344, .540 this year. He's been a valuable addition to the top to middle of this Guelph Royals order. The 25-year-old joining the Royals after a number of years in the Toronto Blue Jays system.
Stephen Hospital up throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. And Boone is throwing a fair number of pitches because strikeout pitchers will do that. And speaking of strikeouts, he has been his usual effective self, striking out hitters again here today.
Now Boone up to 78 pitches right now. Giraldo swings and misses over that one inside. And the count is now full. Hospital has probably seen the Guelph Royals in his nightmares, to be frank, after earlier this season. He's got some demons to exercise. Surrendered the walk-off sac fly to Miguel Giraldo at the plate in the bottom of the 9th. He took the loss in the 10-run 9th inning the Royals had here earlier in June, and Giraldo gaps that one into left center. It is going to be a leadoff double for the Guelph second baseman.
Stand-up double and yet another hard-hit ball. And yes, Boone around the 80 pitch mark, 8 Ks, 2 walks, and 2 homers, including that Boscarino 2-run shot that gave him a 2-0 lead early in the game that since has been erased. Man, it seems every game between Guelph and Hamilton is a tight, close ball game, isn't it?
Sure has been, and Victor Mascai, the man at the plate right now, has the other one of those 2 homers. He takes a mighty cut at that first pitch and comes up empty. It's 0-1.
Mascai did homer in the 4th, solo shot, struck out in the 1st.
Big towering lefty starting at first base for Guelph today. Oh, one from Boone swung on and missed. Mascai slugging .638. His OPS is up over 1,000 coming into play here today.
Special delivery day here in the ballpark. A lot of great prizes being handed out. Nice big gift box containing the surprises the fans are getting. Big giveaways again today.
Mascai frozen by that one. He strikes out on 3 pitches. Better result that time for Owen Boone, redeeming himself after giving up the homer to him last time. Yeah, special delivery night here at the park, as you say. A bunch of red mystery boxes have been spotted around Bernie Arbor. I wonder what's in there. They don't tell me. It's a surprise even for the staff here.
Well, you go ahead and tell everybody. That would ruin the surprise. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Got to keep information quiet. I'd be talking about it right first off of the broadcast. Some great prizes indeed, though, and you know the fans love it. The activations in this ballpark are second to none in the CBL. It's always a fun time in the ballpark, and not only do you get to see great baseball, but a select few fans are going to walk out with some really nice prizes. Also had an activation giveaway at the gate again today. Always fun stuff here.
And it is. First pitch to Franklin Torres, hit on the ground. Herman with the backhand play, stops and throws to first in time for out number 2, sorry. Beautiful play by Darlene Herman that time. It was a question as to whether he was going to get to that ball, but not only did he managed to plant his feet and get a good throw off to complete the out. Good stuff there.
That's how he got the good throw. That was the key part of that game. You're right. It looked like it might squeeze by him into the outfield. As soon as he got his glove on it, sometimes the quick reaction is just make a fast throw. He knew he had to make a perfect and hard throw to first. Take the extra second before you make the throw to set yourself, you'll save a second with a quicker throw. And that was a bang-bang play at first, but a great play.
First pitch to Nate Ochoa is high. Ochoa, the Burlington native, recently released from the Washington Nationals organization where he spent 4 years, now joining the Guelph Royals. CBL teams have always got to keep their eyes on the top Canadian talent in the minors, because if they ever get cut loose, there's an opportunity. And he is jammed by that one. Slow roller for Herman. Easier play that time, and he completes the throw to first. Owen Boone is through 6 innings now. And the Cardinals still leading 5-3 after that scoreless frame. Darlene Herman with a busy inning out at second base, and the Royals are retired as Miguel Geraldo's leadoff double is stranded. Cardinals are going to try and keep the momentum rolling here against the Royals after a 3-spot last inning. We've got our eyes on the dugout here to see if Cush is coming out. Well, never mind. Claudio Custodio has trotted in from the bullpen down the right field line, and he is going to make his first appearance against the Hamilton Cardinals this season.
Well, Custodio, very well known to fans around the CBL/IBL over the years, a great pitcher in this league, returning to the team recently. And Dino Ramel told me before the game you're going to be seeing a lot of him, but you're going to be seeing mostly as a reliever is the expectation down the road here to bolster what is already a really terrific bullpen. And the task here is to keep the Cardinals at bay, down by 2, going to the bottom of the 6th. You want to keep this close enough, and let's see what Claudio's got here, because he's had some great moments in this league, Matt.
Yeah, you said it, Raj. The accolades for Custodio speak for themselves. He won MVP in the 2022 season, and just some ridiculous numbers. 10-1 with a 2.18 ERA in 16 starts for Guelph, 120 innings for Claudio that year. He was forced to start the final game of the regular season for the Royals. That would have had a key impact on their playoff positioning, which then forced him to start not until Game 3, I believe, of their first-round series against the Hamilton Cardinals, and the Royals were upset by the heavy underdog Hamilton Cardinals as Hamilton got to Custodio in the back half of that series. But that is not to undersell Custodio as a pitcher by any means. This season out of the bullpen, he's appeared in 5 games, 8 2/3 innings, has given up 2 earned runs, 14 strikeouts to just 3 walks. In his CBL career in the regular season, he has thrown 227 innings, 2.22 ERA, a 20-2 record. Custodio has been around. He has achieved a lot in this league. Began with the Barrie Baycats in 2017 and then with Guelph in 22, 23, 25, and now 26. His first pitch to Rainy Reyes is hit way up in the air into right. Coming over is Ochoa into foul territory, and it is out of his reach.
He ran a long way to get to that ball, and you never seems run out of space in foul territory here. It's so large, but just couldn't come up with it. I know wins and losses aren't the stat they used to be, of course, in baseball analytics, but 20-2 is a pretty good win-loss record.
And when the ERA is as low as it is, you know that he wasn't getting carried to those wins and losses by his offense. Claudio knows how to pitch. He's striking out 14.5 batters per 9 this year, so the stuff is very much still there, even though he's now 35 years old. Custodio has even appeared in 2 games as a position player this year. He first joined the New York Yankees organization as a shortstop. That one in there to Reyes, it's 0-2.
Still throws pretty hard, too, and we'll see how he's deployed here by Dino Ramel down the stretch. And a lot of it, you mentioned, when you get into playoff series. So if you got to play that 1-game elimination, boy, does that force your hand. You've got to not only go with your best pitcher, you got to empty your bullpen. And 2 days later, probably play first-round playoff matchup against a team that finished in first place in the regular season. The memo's out. Try to get the top 3 spot if you're a team in this league.
Yeah, it is no secret what the Cardinals and Royals as the current 4th and 5th seeds are trying to accomplish this year. Custodio's 1-2 is hit weakly on the ground to third. Torres has to wait back on it, and he does, and makes a good throw to first in time for out number 1. Reyes is retired, and a good start here for Claudio Custodio this afternoon.
Reyes now 0 for 3. Hernandez coming up 1 for 2, singled and scored back in the last inning of the 5th. Really was a catalyst with that single. Trevor Nickel then reached on the air, both of them moving up to second and third. That led to a sacrifice fly by Duncan. An RBI single by Brandon Nickel, and later another RBI single by Evan McGill.
Hernandez out front of that one, and he swings and misses for strike one. To give you an idea of how much Custodio has accomplished in just 4+ seasons now in the CBL, last year was the first season he finished with an ERA over 2.29. This guy knows how to pitch. The 0-1 is up high.
Yes, a great run here in Guelph, and you can bet they're very happy to have him back here for the dog days of August leading into the playoffs and a playoff series. And with their back end of the bullpen and him added to the mix, man, they just get a starter going 3 or 4 innings, they're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, anytime you don't need that length out of your starting rotation, you're in a great spot. Custodio again, first came up with the New York Yankees, spent some time in the Toronto Blue Jays and then Baltimore Orioles farm systems. That one is fouled directly off the catcher Matt Ward by Yomer Hernandez.
Man, catchers are tough. You see them take so many balls like that and not even a flinch, right back into position. Most important position on the field in my mind, always has been.
Yeah, you gotta want it real bad if you feel like being a catcher. Count is 2-2 here on Yomer Hernandez, and he drives that one out toward the gap in right center. Ochoa is going back. He leaps, and it is off the wall past his glove. Hernandez digging into second, and it is a one-out double for Yomer off of Claudio Custodio. The Cardinals have another man in scoring position.
Well, new pitcher, but still hard hitting by the Cardinal hitters, and Ochoa looked like he might be able to grab that ball. Did manage to get a glove on it, but battled the high sun, battled the fence close by him. Went off the glove, off the wall, and a double for Hernandez. And the Cardinals looking for some insurance runs here.
Yeah, Ochoa's done a good job battling the sun until now. That ball was hit at a tough trajectory for him, though, kind of directly at him, going behind his head. Those ones that you have to go straight back on as an outfielder, where you can't really move laterally, makes it hard to track the ball. And a nice effort by Ochoa, but off the base of the wall on the fly, and into second goes Hernandez now for Trevor Nickel.
And Trevor Nickel is 1 for 2, 2 runs scored and a single.
Yeah, he was a big part of that last inning. He grounded a third with the infield in, but then Franklin Torres' throwing error caused him to wind up at second, and he was driven in eventually by his brother Brandon. That one just off the inside corner. Custodio shaking his head. And the Guelph dugout and their fans. And the Royals have a strong traveling unit here today at Bernie Arbor. Not liking that call. Trevor's ahead 2-1.
Yes, the Guelph fans were very vocal early in this ball game.
High chopper, and that one's going to get through into center field. Hernandez around third to score, and Trevor Nickel with an RBI single to extend the lead to 6-3.
Perfect place to chop that ball to, right down the middle. Just slid by the two infielders, and once it went into the outfield, Hernandez was flying around third base. You knew he was coming in to score. And how about Trevor Nickel's day now? 2 for 3 because he reached on an error. 2 runs scored, and now an RBI to make it 6-3.
So that is just the third earned run that Custodio has given up this season since returning to the Royals. Trevor was looking out for some worms with that one. And the high bounce gave Hernandez plenty of time to score. And now Custodio is going to face Tyler Duncan with one away and a man on first. Gets ahead for strike one.
Duncan's 2-run monster shot in the third, of course. Sacrifice fly in the fifth. He walked in the first. He 8 consecutive times in this weekend here in Hamilton at Bernie Arbor, he has reached base.
Trevor Nickel is running. Duncan swings and misses, and Ward loses the ball on the transfer. So it's quickly 0-2 now on Duncan, but Trevor Nickel successfully steals second, and the Cardinals continuing to use the running game to their advantage here today.
Brandon Nickel had a stolen base earlier in the game. The team has been very aggressive on the base pass, taking the extra base most times. Lots of use of speed for the Cardinals all around.
Oh, 2 is a called strike 3 And Tyler Duncan's streak is over now as Custodio places a fastball over the inside corner. Tyler Duncan double checking with Chris Long where that one was. So an opportunity goes by the wayside there as Trevor Nichols steal with less than 2 away. It's now going to be up to, once again, Brandon Nickel to see if he can put that to good use.
So that was quite a run by Duncan for sure. 8 consecutive times on base in the 2 games, 3 RBIs in this game. An RBI last game, so 4 RBIs. 2 runs scored, the 2-run homer, but that time caught looking.
First pitch to Nickel swung on and missed. We've got some more action in the Guelph Royal bullpen to our right. Normally it is Nelson Mercado, the right-hander, who wears number 50, but we've received word from Guelph Royals AGM Ryan Eakin that it is actually Glaven Pineda warming up down there for Guelph, wearing number 50 today. Nickel trying to bunt for a base hit with 2 away. He's been a very effective bunter. He's got a few bunt singles over the past couple weeks, but that one is fouled away, and now it's 0-2.
Cardinals never hesitate to bunt. There is no question whether it's to advance a runner or just to try to get a base hit or lay it down. And McGill having another terrific day behind the plate and a good day at the plate. 2 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI.
Stephen Hospital continuing to warm in the Hamilton bullpen. Custodio's 0-2, bounced in the dirt, good block by Ward, and Nickel stays alive.
Nickel 1 for 3, RBI single in the 5th, stole a base. Again, team speed, we mentioned how many times the Cardinals have taken advantage of that, especially in the last couple of innings.
The 1-2 runs in, and now Nickel has evened the count up again.
Still some heat from the veteran Guelph pitcher for sure.
Yeah, you don't rack up the amount of strikeouts that Custodio has in a short time without being able to throw hard or at least have some other form of good stuff. 2-2, a little squibber to first, and that one is going to stay fair, unfortunately for Brandon Nickel. Mascai picks it up and steps on the bag, and the inning is over, but the bottom of the Cardinals order does some nice work against Claudio Custodio. Yammer Hernandez with a double off the right field wall, and then Trevor Nickel scores him with a bouncer up the middle. So Hamilton now leading this one 6-3 after 6 innings here this afternoon. You are watching Cardinals baseball on Cable 14 presented by Life Labs.
Thank you, Lucas. It is time for Disneyland. I have Tyler Duncan's biggest fans here. Charlie and Ryan, everyone gets some love. You may recognize them. They work at Father's Dad. So here we go for Disneyland. Fellas, I know you've been here before. Put those bats down. 4 legs down, and we're going to spin. On the mark. Get set, go! Oh, we got glasses.
I wouldn't even fix it.
Come on, Charlie, you see it. And go!
So, that way? That way? Hold on. Okay, now? Counter. That's the point right there? Got it right there? Hold on. Sorry? Counter, okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, counter. How's that?
We are into the 7th here at Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium on this holiday edition of Cable 14 of Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs. Matt Creeley with you here in the booth alongside Roger Lajoie. Owen Boone is back out there to start the 7th inning at least. We'll see if he gets through it, but back out there to face Luca Boscarino for the third time today, delivers strike one on a breaking ball over the outer half.
Kind of surprised Boone's still in the game. Pitch count is reasonable, but has been hit hard. But listen, it's Boone. He wants to pitch deep into the game. Lots of games coming up.
Yeah, that's definitely the schedule again, definitely factoring into the equation there. Boscarino swings and misses. Luca's taken Boone deep already today, but this could be a batting order thing. Maybe they will go to the bullpen once the lineup card turns over. Boone entered this inning at 89 pitches. The 1-2 is up and away. Jacob Cush was lifted after 5 innings. His final line, 4 earned runs, 5 total runs on 9 hits, 3 strikeouts to 1 walk through 5 innings for Cush, whose season ERA now sits at .568. Boone's 2-2 swung on and missed. That is double digits for Owen Boone this afternoon, his 10th strikeout of the game.
Well, he's throwing as hard now as he did back in the first inning, so I think that's probably one of the reasons Bernardo is saying, let's see if we can take him a little deeper here in this ball game. That was some high heat and no chance there for Boscarino, who homered off Boone in the second inning, a 2-run shot, but struck out the next 2 times, including that last one.
So Matt Ward, the catcher now, the number 8 hitter, is going to step in with 1 away. First pitch, another beautifully placed breaking ball for strike 1.
You notice, too, with veteran pitchers a lot, especially Matt, he knows he's coming to the end of his afternoon. Now it's just rear back here. You don't have to save anything in the tank. You don't have to be strategic here. You got a 3-run lead. Just throw strikes.
Yeah, and you said earlier there that Boone's throwing as hard now as he was back in the first, and velocity and stuff is the name of the game for pitching now. But for a starter, it doesn't mean much if he can't sustain it over a long period of time. But Boone certainly has, as Matt Ward was way late on that swing, and it's 1-2.
Well, there have been times in the game, especially early, he's had control difficulties. A couple of walks in the early going, but since then has been really effective. Limited the base runners, getting ahead of hitters, and just rearing back here now in the 7th.
One-two, swung on and missed, strike 3. It is 11 punch-outs on the afternoon for Owen Boone. And he is 2 outs away from, or he is 1 out away now, sorry, from completing his 7th inning of work here this afternoon.
Patterson now up. Patterson has struck out twice to Boone. Ward has struck out twice. Boscarino has struck out twice among the 11 punch-outs that Boone has in this game. And he is just rearing back, firing here.
First pitch strike to Ashton Patterson, just continuing to steamroll along here. That 11th punch out for Owen Boone is now a new season high. He struck out 10 on Thursday, June the 4th at Kitchener. Second time he's reached double digits this year. He skips that curveball in there, and it's 1-1.
So you got a 6-3 lead. You're going to the top of the 7th inning. The manager says, okay, go on out. See if you can give me one more. You got the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Just throw strikes, and that's all he's doing is throwing strikes here. 2 quick strikeouts, trying to make it 3 for a punch out and 12 in the afternoon.
One is up high, and Patterson now ahead in the count, 2-1. Boone struck out 13, I believe, was his season high last year. He did that against the Brantford Red Sox at home. Two-1 is also high. So Patterson ahead now, 3-1. Ryan DeSantos, again, is the leadoff man here tonight. He is on deck for what would be his 4th plate appearance. We'll see how that factors into Luis Bernardo's leash here for Owen Boone. 3-1, Patterson golfs it out to right center. Dominguez has room. He makes the catch. Owen Boone is through 7 innings here at Bernie Arbor Stadium, retiring the bottom of the Guelph Royals order. In order, and it is stretch time now here at the ballpark. Hamilton leading 6-3, going bottom 7, and that figures to be the end for Owen Boone, and if it is, just a fantastic performance by Owen here today. 100 pitches on the dot, 7 innings, 3 runs allowed on 5 hits. Gave up the 2 homers, yes, but he struck out 11, walked 2,
and got a decent amount of run support today. He is in line for the win, Raj.
Quality start with a capital Q, no question about it. Great performance by Boone as he continues his fine season. Only the 4th time Hamilton fans have had the opportunity to see him this season in this ballpark, and they got their money's worth today as they stand for Take Me Out to the Ball game here in the ballpark. And we mentioned the reason, pitchers pitching deep into games when you can. 100 pitches, 7 innings is just what the doctor ordered because a hectic schedule continues, and the next chunk is especially tough. So starting Wednesday in Toronto, get this, Wednesday in Toronto, home against Chatham-Kent on Country Night Friday, Sunday in London, Tuesday in Chatham-Kent, Thursday in Barrie, Friday home here for Food Festival night, and Sunday home here on Baseball is for All the following Sunday. That's a 12-day period, 7 games coming up for the Cardinals, 4 of them on the road, and single games against Barrie and Welland. I would suggest by that following Sunday, we're going to have maybe a clearer indication of where the Cardinals are going to finish in the standings with that kind of a workload. Or maybe, Matt, it'll be like this right to the last weekend with the top 5 teams doing. But that is a stretch of big games.
Knowing how tight things have been all year, Raj, that would not surprise me in the slightest, either outcome. But yes, absolutely great given the schedule to get the length that they got from Owen Boone here today. So 7 innings, it doesn't happen all the time. Workhorse starters are fewer and farther between in today's day and age of baseball, but Owen Boone gave the Cardinals exactly what they needed here this afternoon. So it's going to be 3-4-5 for the Cardinals here. Darlene Herman, Evan McGill, and Carlos Dominguez due up against Claudio Custodio, who is back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Herman hits that one on the ground to third. Beautiful pick by Franklin Torres on the backhand. He makes the throw across the diamond for out number 1.
That was a good play by Torres for sure. That ball was hit hard, and we kept talking about the phrase ate him up. That ball almost ate him up. It was a snow cone coming out of his glove when he scooped it up, but had plenty of time to steady himself, fire the ball to first, and a very good, nice play at third base.
Torres' experience as a catcher, you would think, helped him out on that play. Being able to pick that one off the dirt on a hard bounce like that, it's hard to do, and he hasn't had a great day over there at third base. He's been charged with Guelph's only error, but that's a timely one. If you're the Royals, you just got to keep a lid on it. You know how many times you've come back against the Cardinals this year. They just got to keep this one within reach. Torres doing a nice job doing his part right there, as Custodio is now quickly ahead 0-2 on the cleanup man, Evan McGill.
That's one thing about these top 5 teams in the league. They're all capable of big innings. They're not intimidated by being a couple of runs down, so ball game's never over until that third out in the top of the 9th with these guys.
And the fact that it is the Cardinals and Royals should tell you that louder and clearer than any other scenario could. One-two is swung on and missed in the dirt. Matt Ward with the flip to first to complete the strikeout. Evan McGill goes down swinging for out number 2.
So put out will go 2-3, and McGill winds up, or unless he gets up again in this game, 2 for 4 with a couple of singles and an RBI. Dominguez up now 1 for 3, singled his last time up in the 5th inning when the Cardinals broke this one open a little bit with 3 runs.
Yeah, Dominguez with an infield hit that time got himself on the board. Carlos again has really turned a corner. July was his best month of the season by far. He is now 2nd on this team in both homers and RBI. Leads the team with 8 steals, and he grounds that one hard past the third baseman Torres into left for a base hit.
They've been hard hit balls all afternoon, and another one there by Dominguez, so good piece of hitting. Brings Jaden Brown to the dish, 1 for 3 with a double. And speaking of hitting the ball hard, Brown sent one to the warning track back in the 2nd, and his double was a deep double as well. He's had a pretty good couple of games here.
Yeah, the fact that the Cardinals have Jaden Brown lurking, and he's not even supposed to be a middle of the order bat. The fact that they can throw this guy out there anywhere from the 6 to 9 spots in the order just, again, speaks to the depth of the lineup this year. I've always said that his raw power capability is right up there with that of Tyler Duncan, and Carlos Dominguez among the best on the Cardinals. He can absolutely run into one when he makes contact. We've seen that here today. Dominguez running, Brown on the ground, through the hole on the right side for a base hit. And if the hit and run was on there, it worked pretty much exactly how you could draw it up if you're the Cardinals. Dominguez advances to third on the play, and Brown's second hit of the ball game has men on the corners with 2 away for Rainy Reyes.
That is a textbook hit and run, without question. Now, Dominguez is very capable of stealing a base, but that's exactly how it's supposed to work. Second baseman leaves his post to go cover the bag, creates the hole. That's excellent bat positioning and hitting. Terrific base running, great fundamentals.
Now you got to adapt your swing to the situation at hand. Jaden did a good job of it that time. Rainy Reyes with a little looper into right. Ochoa charging in, and it is in and out of his glove. And Jaden Brown is going to be stopped at third, but Dominguez scores. And a bloop by Rainy Reyes is going to give the Cardinals another insurance run. It is 7-3. The Hamilton Cardinals adding runs on here in the later innings as Reyes with a high fly ball into shallow right. Ochoa charging. He chose not to dive. And who knows whether that would have been the right call there, but he gets a bit of a glove on it and nothing more. Unable to squeeze it. Dominguez scores. Brown around to third. 7-3 is your score.
Even though he got his glove on it, still a reasonable degree of difficulty, I guess, on that play. It's a play, kind of one of those standard baseball plays you see from time to time, Matt, in the game. He could have made the play, but should he have made the play? If he should have made the play, it's an error. If he could have made the play, it's a hit. That's why official scorers have such a miserable life.
I was going to say, when you put it like that, being an official scorer doesn't sound so fun.
What it comes down to is you have to determine the best you can. Is it beyond ordinary effort, is the term we use in the Major League. Was it beyond ordinary effort for him to get that ball? You know what? That's 50-50. He should have caught that, I guess, but there was a degree of difficulty there. A lot of air calls are easy, and that one can go back and forth, and I guarantee you if that play is in Major League Baseball, that play is appealed no matter what the official scorer calls. The hitter thinks he deserves a hit, and the pitchers certainly think it's an error.
That is great insight, folks, from a man who has scored many a Toronto Blue Jays game for Major League Baseball. Yammer Hernandez in there now for his second at-bat of the game against Custodio. He doubled to right field his last time up. That was last inning. And the Cardinals are hoping that the matchup history that is going to play out in their favor here after Reyes extended the inning. 1-2, swung on and missed. Custodio gets the better of him that time with a high fastball. So a couple runners are stranded, but a bloop hit from Rainy Reyes falls into right to score Carlos Dominguez and give the Cardinals a 7-3 lead. We are going to the top of the 8th here at Bernie Arbor Stephen Hospital. Entering the game when we come back, it is Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs.
Pitching for your Cardinals, number 71, Steven Hospital.
time. Oh, still down. Time for the 8th inning here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. You're watching Cardinals baseball on Cable 14, presented by Life Labs. Matt Creeley with you alongside Roger Lajoie in the booth. Hamilton leads at 7-3, going top 8 here. Stephen Hospital, the right-hander, is out on the mound. And as I mentioned earlier, when he was warming up, Hospital against the Guelph Royals is looking for an exorcism right now. His first outing against Guelph this season, 1.2 innings, was walked off in the bottom of the 9th at Hastings Stadium. Gave up 5 runs in a third of an inning against them here on June 19th when Guelph put up a 10 spot in the top of the 9th against the Cardinals. Hospital is just looking to turn things around against a team that has given him fits for really both of the past couple of seasons, and he's going to be tasked with the top of the order here in a 4-run lead.
Exorcism's kind of a strong word, but I think there's no question he needs a good outing against this team.
I'm not sure how much Hospital is thinking about it, but man, after what has transpired this season with him pitching against this team, you would love to see it if you're the Cardinals. Ryan DeSantos fouls that 2-1 away, and count is even again, 2-2.
Well, not just against Guelph, but Hospital's an important member of this bullpen, Matt. There's no question. And we talk about you need depth in pitching, and we talk about Guelph's back of the bullpen being so good. Hospital's been a very good pitcher in this league and just needs to stay focused here. He's got plenty of time to turn his season around here.
2-2 is right in there for a called strike 3 against Ryan DeSantos. That is a good start for Hospital. If you look up his CBL profile, you'll notice the ERA, the whip, everything is a little inflated. Everything looks a little higher than it should be. The swing and miss has not been there as much as it has in years past for Hospital. He has been dealing with a fair amount of bad luck on batted balls. He still leads the Cardinals bullpen in ground ball percentage. So it's not like he's been giving up homers left and right. Things are bound to turn if he keeps racking ground balls up at a 65% or so clip like he's doing now. There's one to first, but that evening out of the batted ball luck is not going to happen just yet, as Anthony Gilbert gets that one past the glove of Jaden Brown and into right for a 1-out single.
Yes, Gilbert slaps that one down. Great strikeout. Beautiful painting of the corner on that first one to Dos Santos, and getting the leadoff hitter is crucial for sure. But Gilbert now 2 for 3 with a walk, and Geraldo coming up, so 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Guelph. And challenge here for Hospital, but a 4-run lead, so a little cushion makes it a little easier.
That one was hit hard by Gilbert. Tough hop for Brown, given the way it was bouncing. It's not like it was an easy, automatic reflexive play for him. Had to go back on it, couldn't keep it in front of him. 1-0 is down and away for ball 2. Cardinals bullpen still active. Connor Corey is throwing. Fracies Adamas doing some light toss.
Well, you've got to have people ready. Guelph can score in a hurry, as you've alluded to many times this season. And you want to finish these games off.
2-0, Geraldo loops it into left for a base hit. That one is going to fall in front of Yammer Hernandez. Moving up 90 feet is Gilbert. And it's first and second now with one away for Victor Mascai.
Good piece of hitting there by Geraldo and slapping it down. Second hit of the game, he doubled in the 6th. So 2 runners on, and things getting a little nervous here in the 8th inning once again. And Mascai, of course, had the big homer back in the 4th.
Yeah, nothing too complicated about that base hit from Geraldo. Got ahead 2-0 and then got a pitch in the inner half that he could drive. And a nice line drive stroke there from Geraldo is going to prompt a quick chat here from Luis Bernardo, a momentary breather for Stephen Hospital before he steps in to face Mascai.
It's a good time to settle them down. And, of course, in addition, to give your relievers a little extra time to get loose, should Hospital not be able to get the job done here in this inning.
Talked about he's leading the team in ground ball percentage. A ground ball that stays on the infield would work wonders right about now. Hospital's first pitch swung on and missed by Mascai, and it's 0-1. Glaven Pineda still throwing down in that Guelph bullpen. 0-1 swung on and missed, and so 0-2.
Some heat coming from Hospital there, and that's an impressive pitch.
Mascai all of a sudden up against the wall here, calls time to gather himself. Franklin Torres, the third baseman, waiting on deck for the Royals. Hospital's 0-2, just high.
That pitch did not miss by much. That's an excellent pitch, actually, on an 0-2 count. Maybe you get him to chase a pitch he wasn't looking for or wanted, but too tough to lay off.
0-2 is looped into right, and Carlos Dominguez is not going to have a play on it. Falls in for a hit, and the Royals have loaded the bases and have now brought the tying run to the plate in the form of Franklin Torres.
Well, Stephen Hospital once again finding some difficulty here, giving up 3 straight singles after an impressive strikeout to start the inning, and that looks like it's going to be it as Bernardo makes another trip to the mound here. And high-stakes games, important games with the top 5 teams, little room for error, and Stephen Hospital's afternoon will end after just 4 batters.
So that is it for Stephen Hospital. He was going great at the start after the strikeout looking of Ryan DeSantos, but then ground ball single to the right side by Anthony Gilbert, line drive base hit to the left side for Miguel Giraldo. And a little looper by Victor Mascai has loaded the bases now, and that is going to turn things over to Connor Corey, the right-hander out of Wawanesa, Manitoba. 23 years old, he's appeared in 12 games so far, 3.77 ERA in 14 and a third innings, 10 strikeouts to 5 walks. Whip sitting at 112. Corey had probably his most clutch outing of the year on Friday night when he pitched a scoreless ninth, working around a 1-out hit against the Barrie Baycats to keep things tied going into the bottom of the ninth, setting the table for the Cardinals' walk-off victory. That was a pressure-packed situation that Corey dealt with that night. And Luis Bernardo clearly liked what he saw, because now he's throwing him in there with the bases loaded and the tying run at the plate for the Guelph Royals.
High leverage situation for Corey for sure, and you alluded to Friday night. He was great in that game and really gave the Cardinals a chance to complete that epic comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning, and this is a tough situation for any reliever, of course. Bases loaded, and you're only in the top of the 8th inning as well, so you know Guelph in that dugout, they're sitting talking. They've had great success coming back against Hamilton in the past. Game is never over with these guys, so now Corey's job is to try to at least limit the damage here. Maybe asking for too much not to allow any runs, but stay out of the big inning and don't give Guelph a sniff to come back into this game.
A recap of the season series so far for those of you who are not quite up to speed. The first time these two teams met, it was in Guelph. The Cardinals led 4-0. Guelph had a 5-run 5th. Hamilton ended up tying at 5-5 before the Royals walked it off in the bottom of the 9th. Here at Bernie Arbor, the Cardinals led 7-3 before the Royals put up a 10 spot in the 9th, winning that one 13-9. On July the 14th, the Cardinals struck twice in the 7th inning to take a 1-run lead, and the Royals promptly put up 2 in the bottom of the 8th, winning that one 6-5. The Guelph Royals just do not ever go away. And they are not going away here either. 1 out, top of the 8th, bases loaded. They're down 7-3. Franklin Torres is up. Connor Corey into the game for the Cardinals. First pitch in there for strike 1.
Got to throw strikes, obviously, in this case, and a nice beginning for Corey taking something off that first pitch, as he's got that Craig Kimbrell stare into the catcher.
Over the outer half, and it's 0-2.
Another beauty painting the corner. Now it's interesting, of course, when your hitter's down by 2 strikes on him. Has to be defensive, protecting the plate here.
Torres knows how to do that better than most in this league, and he ropes that 0-2 foul. Corey went with a breaking ball. It stayed up a little bit, but Torres was a little too far out front. That would have been trouble had it stayed fair, and instead we'll just do it again on 0-2.
1 out here, too. The runners aren't going to be taking enormously large leads. Big pitch here.
Hit on the ground is short, and it's under the glove of Brandon Nickel into left field. 2 runs are going to score, and the Royals are getting closer at 7-5.
Wow. Tough break there. Looked like it was a double play ball. Just went right through Nickel, it looked like. And Guelph right back in this ball game.
Cardinals should have been out of it, and the ball bounces 99% of the time here at Bernie Arbor. Brandon Nichols played shortstop long enough to know, and that time, for whatever reason, it just died and rolled under his glove through the 5-hole. 2-run hit for Torres, and the Royals are doing it again. Nate Ochoa, the next man up, he fouls the first pitch away, 2 on, 1 away.
That one scored an E6 on Nickel to allow the runs to score, but still runners at first and second, 1 out.
0-1 is hit high in the air, right field. Carlos Dominguez is there. He's got it. 2 away.
Sigh of relief on that one is a nice uneventful out to E9. Brings Boscarino to the plate. He homered a 2-run shot in the second inning, struck out his next 2 times. And we got a 7-5 ball game with 2 out and 2 runners on. How big is this batter now to be faced by the Hamilton reliever?
Corey's next task is Luca Boscarino, who started the scoring off today with a 2-run homer over the right field wall back in the top of the second. First pitch inside, it's 1-0. Frazie's Adamas warming now on the mound of the Hamilton bullpen. He would figure to be next. Corey just trying to get out of this inning right here, right now. Play on at second, the throw, and the runner was a little more prepared for it that time as Mascai is back in standing. Pitch from Corey, bends out of the zone, it's 2-0.
Corey takes a second here to set himself a little bit. Those who remember Craig Kimbrell's kind of look at the plate, he's similar. Needs a strike here.
.2-0 is hit hard, and it's a base hit into left. And the ball is bobbled by Yammer Hernandez in left. The wave is coming for the tying run. Herman's throw home is a good one, and they got him!
Might be a game-saving play there as the Royals took really a risk. Ball got by the left fielder, allows the first run to score. That's the tying run tossed out at the plate. Great relay throw, got it done. Oh my goodness, what a nervous 8th inning for the Hamilton Cardinals. They survive. Boscarino gets a hit. Air by the left fielder allows a run to come in and score. But out at the plate is Torres. 3 runs for Guelph. Hamilton clinging now to a 1-run lead. What is it about these Guelph Royals playing Hamilton?
Boscarino with the hard hit ball through the hole in the left side. Hernandez bobbles it, it gets under his glove, and once Dino Ramel saw that, he was waving Nate Ochoa home, but Hernandez recovered in time not to get the lead runner. So it's a 1-run game, but in time to get the tying run. 7-6 is your score going to the bottom of the 8th. And boy, how important would an insurance run seem right now. Right-hander on the mound for the Guelph Royals. We have been told, again, by Ryan Eakin, the Royals AGM, that this is Glaven Pineda. There is not usually a number 50 on the Guelph Royals official roster. Nelson Mercado wears number 51, but we have received confirmation that, yes,
This is Guelph Pineda on to pitch the 8th after Claudio Custodio gives up 1 run in 2 innings of relief. Pineda, the native of Azua in the Dominican Republic, is new to the CBL this year, has pitched in 11 games, 14 innings. He's got some pretty good stuff back there too. A 1.29 ERA, 22 strikeouts to 9 walks, 114 whip. So that is nearly 6 walks per 9. His control can get away from him at times, but that's the case with most strikeout arms, and the stuff has been more than worth the trade-off so far. 14.1 strikeouts per 9 for Guelph Pineda this year. He is going to face 9-1-2 in the Cardinals order. Pineda, once a prospect of the LA Angels, spent 2015 to 2019 in their system. Was part of Lake Erie in the Frontier League, and then New Jersey in the Frontier League in 2022 and 23. Last season pitched in the American Association in Wisconsin for the Lake Country Dockhounds. Trevor Nickel will lead things off against him.
Nickel is 2 for 3. 2 runs scored, an RBI and a stolen base. He's been busy, reached all 3 times because he reached on the air. That was a part of that 3-run 5th inning for the Cardinals. And you mentioned trying to get an insurance run. The way things are going late in games against Guelph, maybe 1 run's not enough of insurance against this team. And we've been talking all season and a lot today about the Cardinals' great defense and being number 1 in the league. It let them down in that top of the 8th inning. Let's see if the offense can pick it back up here.
Now they've got one more shot at redemption before the top of the 9th. The 4-run lead has become a 1-run lead as Trevor Nickel fouls the first pitch away.
Duncan and Brendan Nickel to follow. So 9-1-2 here.
That fastball from Pineda runs inside, and it's 1-1.
Pineda, one of the relievers Dino Ramel was talking about that he's very confident with, that Guelph can bring out of that back end of the bullpen. Feels it'll be a difference maker come playoff time.
With the stuff he's got, the strikeout numbers, why wouldn't you think that? And that is a formidable unit that the Royals have. You got to feel like in a hypothetical playoff scenario in innings 7 through 9 of any game, Guelph is as well positioned as anybody to hold things down when it matters most.
Well, and you know, you got to get the lead on them, and Hamilton's done that, but you got to hold the lead on them too.
That is the hard part. Nickel with a foul tip there, and it's 2-2.
And it is amazing how often you'll see certain teams who go ahead and make other teams' lives difficult all the time with the same MO, comebacks. And Guelph has been able to do that on Hamilton several times.
2-2, Nickel with a little half swing, slow roller to short. Gilbert's throw to first is in time, 1 away.
Well, that brings Tyler Duncan to the plate, and Tyler had his 8 consecutive times reaching base streak snap back in the 6th when he struck out. But he's hit a mammoth 2-run homer today in the 3rd inning, sacrifice fly in the 5th, and walked in the 1st. So make him 1 for 2 after a 5 for 5 on Friday night in the win over Barrie. So a win over Barrie at home here on Friday, if it could be coupled with a win over Guelph here at home, that would be huge.
Feels a world away right now for the Cardinals, given how things have gone against Guelph this season and the urgency right now of this ball game. Once again, it's got a playoff feel to it. We're still a month away from the postseason here in the CBL, but you wouldn't know it with the way some of these ball games have gone lately. The 1-0, Duncan flips it into left field. That is going to get down in front of DeSantos for a base hit. Tyler is now 2 for 3 on the day, and his scorching stretch over the past few games continues.
Nice piece of hitting by Duncan, just slapping that ball hard into left field for a clean base hit. Brings up Brendan Nickel. Nickel 1 for 4. Single. Stole second, had an RBI as well in that 5th inning for Hamilton.
Right part of the order's up if you want some insurance runs Duncan did a good job there against Pineda, a guy that throws this hard. You can't think too big against him. And Duncan sits back on it, does a nice job taking the velocity the other way. First pitch to Nichols, a breaking ball in there for a strike.
Just one other game in the Canadian Baseball League tonight in London. They're in the bottom of the second. The Majors and Brantford Red Sox are scoreless. London, of course, in battling for first place with Welland.
Nickel hits the 0-1 into right. It is going to be foul.
That ball bounced a couple of more inches fair. That would have been big trouble for Guelph. But foul ball. And they'll do it all over again. You get the feeling the Cardinals really need this extra run or two in the bottom of the eighth. And we'll see eventually, you know, when you come down to playoff time, how the bullpen is going to roll out for Hamilton. You get kind of a feeling, especially the way hospital season is going, that, Matt, it might be by committee back there, whoever's hot.
Nickel fouls one away. Yeah, there's certainly a lot to be determined in terms of the final hierarchy of that bullpen. Adames is warming up down there. Him coming into the mix is a huge deal. Caleb Swarovski's been pitching very well of late. He is still firmly in that high leverage conversation. Danny Garcia, 2 innings, scoreless relief work on Friday, 4 strikeouts. He's trying to insert his name into that conversation too, but yes, still lots to be figured out. 0-2, Nickel with a high fly ball to left to Santos going back. He's at the track, and he is going to haul this one in for out number 2. Nickel got just a little too far under that ball.
A little too under it is right, and not much. That's another couple of feet away from that insurance that we were looking for. But nice job by the outfielder to stay with it, make the easy catch. And now Herman will have a chance. See if they can cash some runs here.
Yeah, it comes down to Herman this inning.
1 for 4 with a single, Herman is. Grounded to third his last time up in the 7th.
Herman's first pitch, foul tipped into the glove. Strike 1.
Pineda with some nice heat there. Evan McGill on deck if Herman can keep this inning going.
Duncan the lead off first. Pitch from Pineda swung on and missed, strike 2. So Herman just a tad late on the fastball and too early on the breaking ball. Pineda's got him where he wants him right now.
Tough spot indeed. Pineda looking sharp. Herman not afraid to be a 2-strike hitter though, because he's got great bat on ball skills.
Duncan running. Herman hits it in the air to right. Ochoa backing up on this ball. He is going to have just enough room, a couple steps in front of the wall to make the catch. So a couple of deep flyouts for the Cardinals, just missing the insurance runs that they wanted after the 1-out base hit from Tyler Duncan. So, top of the 9th we go. Cardinals clinging desperately to that 1-run lead over the Guelph Royals. It is going to be Fracies Adames coming in to face 8-9-1 Ward, Patterson, and Dos Santos for the Royals in his first save opportunity of the 2026 season. Adames began this year in the starting rotation. This is his first time he's going to appear on the Bernie Arbor mound since Sunday, June 21st against Chatham-Kent when he threw 5 quality innings. After that start, he was afflicted by some arm pain in the tricep area. The Cardinals were hoping that it wasn't anything structural or anything to do with his elbow. Unfortunately, those fears were partially confirmed. He was diagnosed with bone spurs in his right elbow a couple of weeks ago, received a cortisone shot, and the injury is going to be manageable, and Adames is going to be able to pitch through it, provided that he transitions to a relief role. And the Cardinals naturally had a need for some more swing and miss stuff in the back end of that bullpen. So that's exactly where Adames is going. And today he is going to try to be the closer after the Royals made this one a lot closer with a 3-run 8th inning. Adames has his work cut out for him here.
Well, it's not how Adames envisioned his season going. It's not how the Cardinals envisioned using him. But this could turn out to be a pretty good development for him if he can stay healthy, because he does have swing and miss stuff. And I know he'd likely rather be starting, but this could be a solution to the back end of the bullpen. And you talk about high leverage. You're playing a top-ranked team here and a 1-run lead in the top of the 9th. Doesn't get any more high leverage than that. Let's see what he has today.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm sure Adames would rather be starting, but there's a glass half full look you could have at it too. You know, an elbow injury often spells the end for most pitchers in any given season. But Adames still has a way to be useful to this team, and it just happens to be in an area where they really need it, arguably more than they need help in the rotation. So that's where he finds himself now, and the Royals' effort to mount a 4th shocking comeback against the Hamilton Cardinals this season is going to begin with their catcher, Matthew Ward.
So 8, 9, and 1 up for Guelph. Ward followed by Ashton Patterson and then Ryan Dos Santos. Facing Adames, who takes a jump off the mound for a second, sets himself, and here we go, another nervous 9th here at Bernie Arbor.
Adames' first pitch misses high. Ward, the 25-year-old Mississauga native, 2nd season in the league, 2nd season with the Guelph Royals, the Concordia, Wisconsin alum, hitting .244 in 34 games this year. Fouls that one away, it's 1-1.
Hard hit ball there. Adames not afraid to challenge, and this is one of the things coming out as a reliever. That high heat, prototypical of a guy you want pitching in the 8th or 9th inning.
Adames at his peak is in the mid-90s with that fastball. It's probably closer to the low 90s now, with the partial effects of that elbow injury lingering. 1-1 swung on and missed. He's got a changeup that he will frequently use to both sides. Usually righty pitchers will only throw their changeup to lefties, but Adames has no problem throwing it to righties and lefties, which he usually does to great success, and he's got that big hook, the curveball too.
Mentioned it feels like a playoff game. It definitely feels like a playoff game now, or at least a pennant race game big time here, as both the Hamilton and Guelph fans a little quiet watching this.
Strike 3 called. Adames places that one perfectly over the outer half for the first out as Ward is down looking.
Ward strikes out for the 3rd time, and a beautiful pitch by Adames, just put it exactly where he wanted it to be. And now Patterson also 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, as was Ward before he came up. Up next for Guelph, Dos Santos waiting on deck.
We talked about the daunting back end of that Royals bullpen. Lefty Kevin Escorcia warming up down there, the Royals closer. Should Guelph tie it or take the lead in the top of the 9th here as Patterson takes inside ball 1. Danny Garcia warming up for the Cardinals should he be needed. 1-0 from Adames is in there. Fastball well placed over the outer half.
I think I noticed about Guelph's bullpen throughout the entire game. They don't get up until they really need to. Bullpen has been quiet most of the game. So that's faith in their starting pitcher and of course a CBL veteran giving him a couple of innings, the last 2.
Yeah, they know what they're about. 1-1 swung on and missed, and there is the changeup from Adames. Patterson went fishing that time, and now he's got a battle with 2 strikes.
Well, Adames has done a really nice job mixing his pitches. The fastball looks pretty good. A lot of movements on his other ones, getting ahead on the hitters.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Patterson goes down chasing again. 2 strikeouts to start the 9th for Adames. And the Cardinals are 1 out away. Ryan Dos Santos, the last hope for the Guelph Royals.
Dos Santos 1 for 4, doubled in the 5th, but has struck out the other 3 times he's been up, and now just needs to keep it alive from Guelph's perspective for Gilbert or Geraldo. Crunch time indeed.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Adames really relying on that changeup. It's got that sharp downward action. He's got the arm speed to make it look like a fastball out of his hand. Effective pitch so far today.
It's completely fooled the Guelph hitters so far.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. There it is again. Adames has DeSantos in an 0-2 count now.
Hamilton fans now encouraging Adames to finish this one off.
Line drive, base hit into left center. DeSantos keeps things going here for the Royals. And as he did in the 5th against Owen Boone, a nice defensive 2-strike approach, short swing, contact oriented, and he's able to square it up and send a base hit the other way.
Perfect description of a professional hitter's at bat there by Dos Santos. Great piece of hitting with 2 strikes on him without question. Brings up Anthony Gilbert, who's had a pretty good game, 2 for 3, 2 singles, a run scored and a walk. Singled and scored in the last inning.
So Anthony Gilbert, the go-ahead run is at the plate. DeSantos the leadoff first, Brown holding him on. First offering, swung on and missed. The breaking ball that time from Adames, and it's 0-1.
The off-speed stuff is working big time for Adames, no question about it. Guelph hitters are way behind on the swing.
One swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 again. And the Cardinals, for the second time this afternoon, are now a strike away.
And once again, the Cards fans encouraging Adames here. 1 strike from the ball game.
This place is loud right now.
Talk about benchmark games. Friday night against Barrie, here against Guelph. Can he finish it off?
The 0-2 on the ground to second. Herman flip to second in time. That is the ball game. Cardinals win it. 7-6 is your final. And for the first time in 2026, the Hamilton Cardinals have successfully defeated the Guelph Royals. For a second there, it looked like it was the same old song and dance as the Royals began to mount a ferocious comeback effort, beginning in the top of the 8th with a 3-run frame against the Cardinals bullpen, drawing to within 1, but then Frazee Adames comes in the 9th, strikes out the first 2 batters he sees, gives up a 2-out single to Ryan DeSantos, but then the ground ball fielder's choice from Anthony Gilbert to end it, Raj. And the Cardinals have been playing some real tight ball games of late, but as they did on Friday, showing that they do have the propensity to win these tightly contested ball games. And if you're going to go far in any season, that's what you need to do.
You have to win the tight close ones, and in particular you have to win the tight close ones against the teams you are in a logjam with in the standings. Friday night down 4-0 to Barrie. They come back and win. This afternoon down 2-0 early to Guelph. They don't come back and win necessarily because they certainly made it difficult on themselves in the 8th inning with the 3 spot, but it goes in the books as yet another comeback victory, and as a result, the Cardinals hit the 20-win mark on the season. They move into a tie for 3rd place with Barrie, both of them now at 20-12, and perhaps most importantly, at least for now, the Royals dropped to 20-15, so Hamilton with a little breathing room, a 1.5 game lead on Guelph, tied for 3rd, and that's pretty good work for a weekend here in Hamilton. 2 one-run dramatic wins against top teams in the league, just what the doctor ordered.
Yep, sure is, and the Royals have been hot on the Cardinals' tail all season, and if just you kept telling yourself if just one of these games against Guelph went the other way, Hamilton would finally be able to distance themselves. 1.5 games isn't a big cushion by any means, but it is more than the Cardinals have had recently. Owen Boone, the well-deserved winner of the Player of the Game belt here at home. He gets the win after 7 innings of 3-run ball in which he struck out 11 Royals batters. Jacob Cush takes the loss after giving up 5 runs, only 4 earned in 5 innings of work himself. Frazie's Adamas with 2 strikeouts in the scoreless 9th to complete the save. The Cardinals finishing this one with 7 runs on 15 hits, 3 errors. The Royals 6 runs on 10 hits with just the 1 error. As Raj said earlier, the Cardinals will be back at it on Wednesday night in Toronto at Dominico Field at Christie Pitts, 7:30 start time against the Toronto Maple Leafs in that one. And then our next broadcast on Cable 14 is right back here on Friday night for Country Night at the ballpark as the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers will come to town. 7:35 p.m. start in that one. And with the win tonight, Raj, the Cardinals are into 3rd place in the Canadian Baseball League standings, same record as the Barrie Bay Cats, but ahead by virtue of their head-to-head record. Thank you very much for tuning in on this holiday Monday afternoon, folks. Enjoy the rest of it for Matt Creeley and Roger Lajoie, as well as our fantastic crew here at Cable 14. That is all. Cardinals 7, Royals 6 is your final here at Bernie Arbor today. We'll see you next time.